Gundam.tk presents SD, Age-1, Normal, Titus, and Sparrow. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs from GundamReviews.net, and to go along with a triple dome, I thought when I got the SD Age-1, it's not just the normal, but you're actually going to get the wares for the Titus and the Sparrow in here, that I would actually go silly and buy 3, because this way you're actually able to take the chest and the head for all of them, and have all 3 on display at one time, so let's see those, and the other silly things that you can do if you want to pick up more than one of these. When it's all put together, you're going to have 9 empty plates, and it looks like DK is going to have his work cut out for him cleaning up the hangar of this mess. One other bonus is that for the time being, you can have both sets of eyes in, although at some point I'll probably want all 3 to be uniform, but that choice can still be made by just replacing this or covering it up after the fact. This scene that you're seeing right here is the main reason why I wanted to pick these all up. It sort of would have been nice for people like me who are buying all 3 to just be able to buy them individually, but then Bandai would have had to have 3 different SKUs or whatever on the shelves. This way you just have the option of buying them more and just not using all the limbs, which means you can have those carrying vehicles being pretty busy. All 3 of them are looking good, although with the inconsistent eyes, they are a little bit strange. I'll probably end up going with the serious eyes, although I'd love to hear with a comment down below which one you prefer, and pretty much all 3 of them look the same. The Sparrow seems to have a tiny little bit of a height advantage, so perhaps his legs are actually a little bit longer, despite what I said earlier, and you can really see that the Titus is going to be more filled out, and the Age-1 normal, he just looks so serious with those eyes. Here they are in front of their advanced grade counterparts. Remember that those only sell for 600 yen a piece. And you can see how Bandai's fiendishly devilish plan of selling 3 times 3 here in terms of generation and wares is quickly going to lead to a small army. Not to mention the fact that there will be a master grade for each of these wares standing behind them in just over a few months. If you don't want to wait for the master grade, you could be getting the gauging builders for each of these, although we don't look like we're going to be getting a 1/48 of the Titus or the Sparrow anytime in the near future. So what are some of the silly things that you can do if you've got 3 of them? Well, in addition to having a Dodds rifle in reserve, you can have him dual wielding, if you can use those words to describe non-beam sabers. But Titus is a lot more fun when you've got dual beam lariats here. And if you remember the end of the first generation where we got a send-off for each of the wares, at least until they start to reappear on the Adele, yes, you can have him fully raged out with rage pouring out of every part of his body, well, except for his knees. And Sparrow's ready for any kind of dinner opportunities thrown at him, as he can triple wield his Shiguru blades. And if you're looking for every possible combination of holding weapons, I suppose there's this one who is pretty good at winning championships, just certainly not that much fun for the fans to watch. In addition to the appeal of displaying them all separately, I really thought that it would be fun to have all these extra weapons, but it does seem a little bit strange just because it didn't show up in the anime. Then again, how serious do you have to be when we're talking BB Senshis? Probably the most fun just has to be the Titus though, because that is a little bit canon, because we got to see it with the dual lariats and the dual shoulders, so that's certainly looking the most accurate, I suppose, of the 3. But then again, as it seems to have a little bit of silliness mandatorily built into each SD, why not do whatever combination you want with this, although you don't need to buy 3 to do something silly like this. And if you want to go old school, it's a little bit unfortunate that all the SD Gundams don't have a common point so that you can pop the limbs and the heads etc. on and off. So instead you're going to have the RX-78-2 looking a little bit quizzically, as his head isn't going to properly fit down on the polycap dual figure 8 neck point there. But it's not impossible, especially amongst the new ones, to find some commonalities in between the body parts. Sort of suiting that it's going to be Quanta here that matches up with Sparrow. Well, pretty much any body since the chest is the same. And I never thought of this in the previous part, but everybody I compared it to, you can almost swap the heads off. So again, those new ones, there actually are more commonalities than I figured. Something else you could do is actually take these MM bows and load up nothing but one type of wear on there. So let's say in the future that you have the Adele needing all of them having the power of the Hulk at one time. Well, you could at least get 2 more sets out there. So that'll wrap up this not-so-serious look at all 3 of them put together. It is sort of cool that you can swap the weapons on and off, but then again, you can do so many things with just one. Really, the only thing that you're going to be missing is the extra weapons and the extra effect parts there for the Titus, but pretty much 1,000 yen should be all you need to spend because the extras just don't seem worth it, unless you do want all three on display simultaneously, which is just going to suit my collection with the AGs, HGs, and very soon MGs, as you've already seen. So anyway, everybody, why don't you let me know what you think of this? Would you want to have three? Would you rather have them sold separately, or do you like having the wares in one pack to go along with that common chest and head? Overall, this is a great kit. It really does feel like a high grade in terms of quality with the 3 full plates. Certainly very unlike old school SDs, but that's certainly a good thing. And I've certainly gotten over the lack of old school height where they basically have legs. And it's something that now this is going to be the norm, and I think they're better off for it. Anyway, everybody, Robert184, Gundam.tk, thanks for watching. See you next time. Lots more reviews, silly and serious, mostly serious, and MGs, Titus and Sparrow to come. Thanks for watching. The Tituses, or tie-dye, seem furious that they're not going to be getting a 1/48 to go along with this collection.